Your car's engine relies on accurate data to perform efficiently. One critical component that supplies this data is the MAP sensor, the manifold absolute pressure sensor. But what happens when it fails? In this video, we'll break down 8 clear symptoms of a bad MAP sensor you should never ignore. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on more car maintenance tips. Now, let's jump right in. What is a MAP sensor? The MAP sensor measures the pressure inside your engine's intake manifold and sends that data to the ECU, the car's brain. This information helps determine the correct air-fuel ratio for combustion. When the sensor goes bad, everything from fuel economy to engine performance can suffer. Now, let's break down 8 symptoms of a bad MAP sensor. Number 1. Poor engine performance. A failing MAP sensor can cause noticeable engine performance issues. Since the MAP sensor informs the ECU about the air pressure in the intake manifold, any false reading will lead to incorrect fuel injection. The engine may hesitate, stumble, or lose power under acceleration. You might notice the car lagging when climbing hills or overtaking. Acceleration may become sluggish or inconsistent. This happens because the fuel-air mixture becomes either too rich or too lean. In some cases, it can feel like the engine is bogging down. Power delivery becomes unpredictable, especially when the throttle is quickly applied. These issues indicate the engine isn't receiving the right information for optimal combustion. Number 2. Poor fuel economy. A bad MAP sensor often leads to a decrease in fuel efficiency. This is because the engine control unit, ECU, may miscalculate how much fuel to inject based on faulty pressure readings. If the sensor falsely indicates low pressure, the ECU might inject too much fuel. Conversely, if it reports high pressure, not enough fuel might be sent. Either way, the combustion process becomes inefficient. You'll notice more frequent trips to the fuel station without any change in your driving habits. The vehicle might emit a stronger fuel smell, especially during idle. Over time, the cost of wasted fuel adds up. This makes early detection and repair important for saving money. Number 3. Hard starting or failure to start. When the MAP sensor goes bad, starting the engine can become difficult. This is because the ECU needs accurate manifold pressure data to determine the correct air-fuel ratio during ignition. If the sensor provides inaccurate readings, the mixture could be off. A lean mixture, not enough fuel, can prevent the engine from starting. A rich mixture, too much fuel, can flood the engine, also causing starting issues. You may find yourself cranking the engine multiple times before it finally fires up. In colder weather, the problem becomes more pronounced. The engine might start and stall immediately after. Diagnosing this early can save wear on the starter and battery. Number 4. Check engine light, CEL, Illuminates. One of the first signs of a faulty MAP sensor is the illumination of the check engine light. The ECU constantly monitors sensor outputs and stores trouble codes if readings fall outside the expected range. A bad MAP sensor will trigger a diagnostic trouble code, DTC, such as P0106, P0107, or P0108. These codes point to issues with pressure readings, circuit range, or input performance. The light might appear intermittently or stay on permanently, depending on the nature of the failure. While other problems can also trigger the CEL, scanning the ECU can confirm if the MAP sensor is at fault. Ignoring it could lead to more serious engine issues later on. Prompt inspection is key. Number 5. Black smoke from the exhaust. If the MAP sensor sends incorrect data to the ECU, it can lead to an overly rich fuel mixture. This results in incomplete combustion, which often manifests as black smoke coming from the exhaust pipe. The unburned fuel exits through the tailpipe, creating thick dark clouds especially under acceleration. This is not only a performance issue but also an environmental hazard. Black smoke also signals excessive fuel consumption, hurting your wallet. It may cause your vehicle to fail emission tests if required in your region. Over time, soot buildup can damage the catalytic converter and oxygen sensors. This symptom should not be ignored, as it indicates deeper combustion imbalances. Number 6. Engine stalling or rough idling. A malfunctioning map sensor can disrupt idle stability. Since idle speed relies heavily on precise air-fuel mixtures, inaccurate pressure readings will lead to inconsistent engine behavior. The car might idle roughly, sounding uneven or vibrating more than usual. In worse cases, it can stall entirely when idling or coming to a stop. You might feel the car shake slightly as RPMs fluctuate. This is particularly noticeable when the engine is cold or when accessories like the AC are running. Restarting may be possible, but the issue tends to recur. Long-term stalling can put stress on components like the ignition system and battery. Regular maintenance helps prevent such irregular engine behavior. Number 7. Hesitation or surging during acceleration. A defective map sensor may cause hesitation or sudden surging while accelerating. This happens because the fuel delivery doesn't match the engine's actual air intake needs. When you press the gas pedal, there may be a delay before the engine responds. Alternatively, the engine may suddenly surge forward due to excessive fuel injection. These inconsistent responses are not just annoying but dangerous in traffic or on highways. It can be particularly unsettling during overtaking or lane merging. The unpredictable power delivery points to incorrect sensor input. Left unchecked, this issue may cause long-term engine wear. Accurate diagnosis is key to restoring smooth throttle response. Number 8. Increased emissions and failed emission tests. A bad map sensor disrupts the fuel combustion process, which can increase your car's emissions. The sensor's job is to help maintain an optimal air-fuel mixture. Faulty readings lead to either too much or too little fuel entering the combustion chamber. In either case, the result is unburned hydrocarbons, carbon monoxide, or excess NOx emissions. During an emissions test, these pollutants show up clearly and can cause your vehicle to fail. This could lead to legal or regulatory issues in places with strict environmental laws. The issue also accelerates wear on the catalytic converter. Replacing a faulty map sensor can restore compliance and reduce environmental impact. Number 9. Engine misfires. A faulty map sensor can cause the engine to misfire, especially during acceleration or under load. Misfires happen when the combustion process inside the cylinder is incomplete or improperly timed. If the ECU receives inaccurate pressure data, it might inject too little or too much fuel. This disrupts ignition timing, leading to rough engine operation. You might feel the engine jerk or stumble during acceleration. Misfires can also trigger the check engine light and lead to trouble codes. Left unresolved, frequent misfires can damage the catalytic converter and increase engine wear. Fixing the underlying map sensor problem restores smoother and more efficient operation. Number 10. Strong fuel smell from the exhaust. When a map sensor fails and causes an excessively rich mixture, you might notice a strong fuel odor around the exhaust. This happens because more fuel than necessary is being injected and not fully burned in the combustion chamber. Unburned gasoline exits the tailpipe, carrying a noticeable raw fuel smell. In addition to the smell, your car may consume more fuel and produce more emissions. In some cases, the smell can be detected even while idling or parked. Prolonged exposure to raw fuel fumes is harmful to health and the environment. Diagnosing and replacing a bad map sensor quickly prevents these risks and keeps your engine running cleanly. These 8 symptoms are your car's way of asking for help. If you're experiencing any of them, don't ignore it. A faulty map sensor is affordable to replace but costly to ignore. For more car care tips, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Thank you for watching and drive safe.